Sagittarius. Extra money. A new energy embraces you. A stranger impacts you. The unexpected gift, the breath of renewal, and the Sagittarius declaration. Life is preparing to astonish you, Sagittarius, with a sudden twist that shifts your entire perception of abundance and personal power. You, the eternal traveler of the Zodiac, who always gazes toward the horizon seeking truth and expansion, are about to receive a revelation that arrives not through effort, but through grace. Out of nowhere something comes, a financial relief, a flow of money, a door that opens right when you thought all paths had been walked. It isn't a fortune to boast about, but it's the precise spark that reignites your ease, allowing you to breathe again and enjoy without guilt. This arrival is no accident. It's the universe's way of whispering, "I see you, I know when you've done enough." The blessing reminds you that abundance doesn't need to be chased. It simply finds you when you have learned to trust. Every coin, every new opportunity that touches your hand carries a hidden code of faith. It says you are seen, you are supported. And the moment you shift your focus from fear of lack to the freedom of choice, everything around you aligns. Sagittarius, write this decree in the comments as a torch of light you send into your destiny. I, Sagittarius, open my arms to abundance and receive every gift with gratitude. Every time you write it, you activate a sacred current that magnifies your path and invites prosperity to flow without resistance. At the same time, a completely different current begins to move within you. A fresh life force sweeping through body and mind like a morning wind over desert sands. You feel lighter, more alive. Thoughts become organized, moods align, and clarity begins to sparkle in your eyes. This isn't coincidence. It's the rebirth your soul has awaited. You feel the urge to take care of yourself again, to create routines that nourish you, to rest and let inspiration come naturally. The exhaustion clinging from old cycles dissolves as if washed away by rain. Even your environment begins to mirror this inner cleansing. You want to move furniture, open windows, change colors, bring life and light into forgotten corners. None of this is random. It's your soul redecorating the world outside to match its new rhythm inside. Creativity begins to bloom without permission. You catch yourself writing, sketching, dancing, inventing projects you once postponed. Your mind feels like fertile ground, ready for anything you nurture with affection and consistency. And in this renewed vibration, decisions become sharp. Where hesitation once lived, certainty now breathes. Where fear held you, courage stands. This push is not reckless. It's gentle guidance steering you toward your authentic path. It's the invisible gift that accompanies this cycle. A quiet certainty that you are exactly where you're supposed to be. Then, something unexpected happens. In the midst of this renewal, a stranger appears. Perhaps it's a conversation that feels curiously meant to be, a random online message, or a brief encounter in a place you almost didn't go. But the impact is immediate. A spark, a connection, an echo of recognition that makes time stretch for a heartbeat. You sense destiny moving. This person is not an accident. They're a piece of the cosmic design prepared specifically for your awakening. Maybe they bring an opportunity, a new perspective, or simply an emotional stirring that shakes something ancient inside you. You'll know them by that unmistakable energy, like the universe whispering, "Here's what you asked for." This meeting may awaken excitement, curiosity, even a pulse of nervous wonder. Proof that your heart is still open to the unpredictable. And in that openness, miracles are born. The stranger acts both as a mirror and a messenger. Through them you will glimpse the strength you forgot you possessed, the tenderness you feared to show, and the dream you still secretly cradle. Whether they stay for a moment or a season, their presence realigns your perspective on relationships, work, purpose, or the meaning of connection itself. Sometimes a single encounter is enough to change the direction of a life, and this one carries that potential. When you step back, you begin to see the pattern unfolding like a constellation. The money that freed you, the energy that renewed you, the person who awakened you. All part of a single celestial choreography. You are entering a broader cycle, one that expands every corner of your existence. Abundance flows, vitality hums. Destiny introduces the right faces and moments in perfect timing. The universe is not testing you, Sagittarius. It is collaborating with you. Every sign points toward growth. Every event, whether it seems small or extraordinary, forms a thread woven into the tapestry of your new beginning. The material blessing is only the gate. The vitality within you is the current that sustains it. And this encounter, this divine crossing of paths, marks the threshold into a luminous chapter. And though you feel it already, the greatest revelation has yet to unfold. You are about to witness not only an external transformation, but the ignition of an inner fire that will illuminate every step ahead. Love, family, and friendship, the circle of warmth and gentle selection. As your heart reopens, Sagittarius, love begins to flow into your life like fresh air after a storm. If you're in a relationship, tenderness and shared affection start to bloom again in the simplest daily gestures. You'll notice how a longer hug, a word of encouragement, or a quiet evening together changes the whole vibration between you. The universe invites you to rediscover love not as a weight you carry, but as a shared flame that both of you nurture in safety and joy. You begin to realize that true intimacy isn't built through grand gestures, but through the quiet consistency of being present. For Sagittarius, whose spirit always seeks adventure, this is the most beautiful paradox. Love becomes the journey itself, not a destination. You learn that commitment doesn't trap you. It expands you. That giving more doesn't mean losing freedom. It means deepening the adventure of being known and still being free. If you're single, this new frequency opens magnetic portals around you. The universe begins to align encounters with people who carry genuine intentions. It could start as a simple chat, a message from someone unexpected, or even an exchange of glances that seems to stop time for an instant. The energy feels pure, not forced, like the wind guiding your arrow toward the right horizon. Don't rush it. This is not a race to find love, but a rediscovery of your own capacity to feel again. The beauty of this moment lies in your ability to enjoy the unfolding, to savor connection without anxiety, to explore attraction without fear. Because when you open your heart, not to possess but to experience, you create the exact vibration that draws sincere souls toward you. At the same time, good news within your family begins to brighten your home. Perhaps a celebration, a birth, a reunion, or an unexpected success that brings everyone together in laughter and warmth. It could be something as simple as a shared meal where conversation flows freely again. Whatever it is, this moment reminds you of your roots, the place from which your fire first rose. You realize that even in times of distance, family energy remains a silent anchor that never truly fades. Now it strengthens, becoming both foundation and inspiration. If there have been misunderstandings or emotional gaps, this period acts as a bridge. Forgiveness and reconnection feel easier. Unity returns as though love itself decided to settle in your home again. And with that unity comes peace, the kind that softens your days and clears the fog of worry. You'll notice how everything else begins to move with more grace. Work becomes smoother, friendships grow lighter, your vision of the future more optimistic. When the heart is steady, the world aligns to its rhythm. Among your friends, two revelations unfold. Someone steps forward with quiet loyalty. A soul who shows up not with words but with action, not for what they gain but simply because they care. Their presence becomes a small lighthouse during any shadow that may pass. Through them, you rediscover the beauty of sincerity. Yet there will also be others who drift away. Not through conflict, but through the natural separation of energies. And though it might sting at first, you'll quickly understand. This is not rejection. It's refinement. The universe is tuning your circle to match your vibration. As certain connections fade, new ones emerge that resonate more deeply. This is how Sagittarius matures. Not by clinging, but by allowing movement, by trusting that what remains is meant to stay. You'll find yourself expressing boundaries and gratitude with equal grace. Saying thank you and saying no both become sacred acts of self-respect. This emotional clarity isn't cold. It's compassionate honesty. It's how you create space for authentic connections to flourish. Soon your relationships will feel cleaner, lighter, more aligned. The noise disappears, leaving only the true music of mutual respect. And you'll see how your circle naturally transforms. Fewer people, perhaps, but stronger ties, built on genuine energy rather than obligation. Sagittarius, this season teaches you something profound. That love, family, and friendship are not separate dimensions but interwoven constellations forming the same circle of warmth around you. Each bond reflects another facet of your soul. The lover, the child, the friend, the dreamer. And together they stabilize the fire within. This trinity of connection becomes your emotional ecosystem, a living network of trust and support. In its presence, you grow softer yet stronger, freer yet more rooted. You start understanding that being loved doesn't mean giving up your wildness. It means finding those who can run beside you without trying to cage your wings. The most beautiful part is how everyday life itself turns extraordinary when filled with this gentle awareness. You begin to appreciate the way sunlight falls on familiar walls, how laughter echoes after dinner, how silence shared between loved ones feels full instead of empty. The freedom you've always sought isn't out there in the unknown. It's right here, in the ability to love without fear and to be loved without conditions. Sagittarius learns that home isn't a place. It's a frequency, a circle of warmth you carry wherever you go. And in that realization, you're finally at peace, standing tall, knowing that love in all its forms is not meant to tame your fire, but to help it burn brighter. Career, health, spiritual awakening, and the journey of integration. As this new cycle deepens, Sagittarius, the winds of opportunity begin to stir around your work and ambitions. Energy moves again in places that once felt stuck, and doors that seemed like walls start to reveal hidden openings. Suddenly, you see possibilities where before there were only limits. Maybe a project takes shape, a new role is offered, or a collaboration appears that mirrors your true talents. Whatever form it takes, the essence is the same. Momentum returns. Your mornings feel purposeful again. That sense of weight that used to dull your fire begins to lift. You rediscover joy in what you do, not as duty but as a calling. And with every small victory, your self-trust strengthens. The universe rewards your courage to keep walking when you didn't yet see the path. Sometimes opportunities arrive wearing the mask of challenge, and yes, at first it may feel intimidating. But Sagittarius, you are the sign of the explorer, the one who learns through movement, through faith in the unseen. The moment you take that first step, you realize it was never a risk. It was an initiation into your next level of growth. Success in this phase doesn't scream. It hums steadily. You start noticing visible results, tangible rewards that confirm you're aligned with your purpose. Work no longer feels like confinement. It becomes an arena where your creativity, confidence, and passion can expand. Even when faced with uncertainty, your inner compass points toward what resonates, and that's your truest guide. You may not have every answer now, but you walk forward knowing that clarity comes in motion. Sagittarius thrives on momentum, and in this season, the more you move with authenticity, the more doors open before you. Simultaneously, your relationship with money transforms. You stop viewing abundance as something external to chase, and start seeing it as energy responding to your self-worth. You no longer apologize for your talents, nor shrink your light to make others comfortable. You price your time, your effort, your creativity with respect, not arrogance but awareness. You understand that prosperity isn't about greed. It's about honoring the energy you give to the world and allowing it to return to you freely. The flow of resources becomes balanced, generous yet grounded, abundant yet peaceful. Alongside your work, your body begins to whisper new needs. Softer, kinder, more consistent. Health becomes your greatest ally in maintaining the expansion ahead. You notice how little changes ripple powerfully. More sleep, more hydration, gentle movement, mindful breathing. Small steps done regularly form the rhythm of real transformation. You start to glow again, but from alignment. The mirror reflects a version of you more alive, more present, more steady. This vitality fuels everything. Your creativity, your focus, your mood. You learn that true strength isn't about pushing harder, but sustaining your energy wisely. The secret, Sagittarius, lies not in intensity but in consistency. And as the body strengthens, the mind follows. Thoughts clear, anxiety dissolves, inspiration flows more freely. You begin each day with curiosity rather than pressure. Health becomes a foundation for spiritual clarity. When your body feels like home, your soul can travel farther. You start to experience a deeper connection to your intuition, a quiet voice that seems to answer before your mind even asks. It's as though the universe speaks through signs and symbols, a secret language between you and the divine. Numbers repeat, songs appear with messages, conversations arrive at the perfect moment. These synchronicities are not coincidences, they're confirmations. They remind you that you're guided, that invisible hands shape visible reality. This spiritual awakening doesn't demand rituals or extremes. It unfolds gently through awareness. You might find meaning in stillness, in walking under the stars, or in meditating for just 5 minutes. What matters isn't the method but the presence. Sagittarius, you start realizing that spirituality isn't outside you. It's within every breath you take consciously. The universe was always speaking, but now you're finally listening. And as you do, power awakens within, not the kind that conquers but the kind that harmonizes. You feel connected, protected, and purposeful. Then, as if to anchor this renewal, a moment of travel appears. It might be a short trip, a spontaneous journey, or even a symbolic change of scenery. Don't underestimate its impact. Movement is your native language, and every journey, no matter how brief, recalibrates your spirit. You may meet new people, witness new places, or simply rediscover yourself in the mirror of the unknown. The world feels wider again, possibilities brighter, life richer. Travel becomes both an outer and inner pilgrimage. You leave behind what's stale and return with fresh inspiration. Every step you take beyond routine is a step deeper into freedom. This motion isn't escape, it's revelation. You realize that every horizon crossed outside corresponds to a boundary crossed within. And as all these threads weave together, the financial blessing, the revitalized health, the creative fire, the loyal relationships, the spiritual guidance, and the sacred movement, a grand picture forms before your eyes. You begin to see that nothing stood alone. Each gift arrived precisely when it was meant to. Each delay, each surprise, each detour was a necessary piece of the map. Now you understand. Abundance was never luck, it was alignment. The universe wasn't testing you. It was training you to trust. And through that trust, you've stepped into your own expansion. Steady, luminous, unstoppable. Looking back, you can trace how perfectly everything fit together. The relief that helped you breathe, the energy that restored your joy, the person who reignited your faith, the work that awakened your purpose, and the signs that proved you were never walking alone. Nothing was random. Everything was divinely orchestrated. You, Sagittarius, stand now as the witness of your own rebirth. Wiser, freer, more complete. This isn't the end of your story. It's the ignition of your next great adventure. The horizon calls again, not to pull you away, but to remind you that expansion is your destiny. The world awaits your light, the arrow of your purpose, the laughter of your faith, the truth of your fire. And as you look forward, you realize, abundance, health, and guidance are not things to seek anymore. They are what you already carry within.